It's funny that we use Christmas so much as a naughty and nice, Santa's making a list, checking it twice kind of thing. And there really is a lot of, well, you better behave yourself or else you're not going to get any presents this year for Christmas. But the truth is, using Christmas as a behavior management strategy is not a great way to go. Here's why. Hi, everyone. This is Dr. Brett Pearce, child psychologist, coming to you with yet another Please Don't Do This video, which, I don't know, that's kind of most of my videos thus far. But this one really, really is important. But before we dive into why Christmas should not be used as a way of truly managing kids' behaviors, first, I'd like to thank you for watching and encourage you to consider subscribing, as well as giving me a thumbs up if you enjoy the content that you've seen on my channel thus far. So, Christmas behavior, that's the whole point of it, right? Naughty and nice, presents if you're nice, charcoal if you're naughty, I guess. Well, unfortunately, Christmas is very often used when we're frustrated as adults as a way of sort of scaring or even kind of threatening kids into behaving themselves. And to be frank, I'm not a big fan of that strategy basically almost ever, with perhaps a few interesting exceptions. It is certainly not a great way to go with Christmas and kids. Now, before I start arguing with you about this, which I'm happy to do, by the way, let me just pitch it to you this way. So, let's suppose that you and your spouse, you and your significant other, were in a fight. You're having an argument, you're upset with each other, and your spouse turns to you and says, fine, you don't want to do things my way, no anniversary this year. How would you feel? You would probably be outraged. Outraged. And that is because of a lot of things. For one, it doesn't feel good to have someone say that they're going to take something very important to you away because they're displeased with you. For another, those kinds of events and transactions and traditions in a romantic relationship, like an anniversary, are just really important parts of the stability and definition and wholeness and goodness of the relationship. Imagine if big things in your life were really contingent upon other behaviors, like, well, sorry, we're going to take coffee away from you for a month, or we're going to take dinner with your family away from you for a month, or something like that, if you don't make us happy and comply with our demands. Now, it's not wrong for us adults, of course, to have expectations and demands and requirements and things like that of kids. That's perfectly normal and natural and needed. However, it is also important for us to be careful about being in a mode where we feel really frustrated, upset, hurt, scared, operating from that standpoint. And then we start to use things like this, like making threats, particularly about big things that are important to kids like Christmas. Many kids look forward to Christmas all year. It is a very big, important deal to kids. And so to say that it could be taken away at someone's whim, it's just too much. It's too big, it's too much. It would be a lot like having someone threaten to take away your anniversary away. I mean, it's just not something that should be used in that sort of fashion. Now, of course, if there's a logical connection, like, say, you're running into a problem where kiddo gets up at 1 a.m. and comes down and starts ripping open presents before it's time, then maybe saying, well, let's problem solve about that. How can we make it so that presents don't get opened until, 4 a.m. or something like that? That's different. Perfectly logical to problem solve. It's also perfectly logical to problem solve with a kiddo over a Christmas present that is being misused. But it would have nothing to do with the fact that it's a Christmas present per se. Like, let's say that little Sarah gets, I don't know, she gets a ball for Christmas and throws it at her sister's head. Maybe we say, okay, like we're taking a break with the ball for a little while. But we don't want to be saying to her, well, fine, next year you don't get a Christmas or something like that, because it's just too big. It's too big. It's frankly too harsh. And we start operating on a standpoint where we're using a lot of power and force and frankly, almost outright coercion in order to manage kids' behavior. And it's just too much. And if you don't believe me, again, just ask yourself, how would I really feel if someone said they'd take away my Christmas or my anniversary or something like that because they were displeased with me? Even if they've got a pretty fair point about my behavior, what we would prefer is for them to express themselves clearly and respectfully and try to get us to do the same, and then to engage in some sort of problem-solving process. So that is why I don't think it is a good idea to use Christmas as an actual behavior management strategy. And in fact, I would just take the behavioral contingency, which is what it is, which is to say you've got to do a behavior in order to get reinforcement. I would just take that out of Christmas, basically speaking. And for those of you who are going, well, but there's got to be some connection between rewards and consequences and things like that. Even in behavioral theory, there is something called non-contingent reinforcement, which is to say, getting good stuff without it really being contingent upon a behavior, just getting good stuff just because. And that's important. It's important to feel like good things, can and are going to happen. And it's not always, sort of conditional on us being able to demonstrate certain behavior. So at any rate, thank you for listening. I hope that you are well prepared for a lovely holiday season. I know that I am. And I just wanted to offer this video to encourage folks to think of different ways to handle things if kids are struggling around the holidays, because that's when it's understandably the most tempting for us adults to try to say, well, fine, you're not getting any presents or something like that for Christmas. The answer to the question of what to do instead, well, as I like to say a lot, behavior management is fairly complicated. It's pretty context dependent. And so perhaps one thing you could do is give me a subscription and watch the rest of my videos, because I have a lot of videos talking about different ideas surrounding behavior management with kids in general. So happy holidays, take good care, and we will see you in the next video. This is Dr. Brett Pearce, child psychologist, signing out.